Alright, so we say hi Phoenix Media. I need the CK and your first time I make out of subscribe to channel and say you post video also wait to me any update. Now what we are picking right now, and according to and Sema young friends say opinion friends say the Attorney General wait to me Edia Tuja. And during the press conference, Emmanuel Onwa said Chema Wontumi say Ekoba say Mpenifo Esabon Penchidin for the second time. Emmanuel Onwa say according to the Attorney General we say another case docket is ready. Yeah, or meet me assign so akofre Chema Wontumi abigina emra anim. Now yenkwa achi na yenhwe Chema Wontumi ne hawo ene baabi ene eba bi wi a possibly the second arrest ebetumi so assign aba in the coming days. Now the attention Chema Wontumi case in ankasa no ye grouping it into 3 sections. Now 3 sections, men can say the whole state security agencies no ubia adwuma as well as international bodies, and international bodies no, that is if we are going according to what Justice Remsai etimi ema yete ase ebrebi eche Chema Wontumi na, then we can tell you say there are some international bodies which could include Interpol, any FBI, so so for the second time, Chema Wontumi ebe face a possible arrest as I so Akuffo emrebium. Now the attention Chema Wontumi any case ni nyina start ye ebra yetime che no emani kodi 1 week bi ewo EOCO for asoye. Now mind you, that first case it wasn't necessarily BNI for na EOCO, bet EOCO for handing over to BNI ebra ekoba say omu keeping in custody no. Now the man EOCO for ekwache no enie ukaya ebra Chema Wontumi ensem no ebai no, it started with Exim Bank loan aye chemu se utimi kwaje ye ema ho nsensem etimi ebai eno enema EOCO for etimi edo omhuji mo che Chema Wontumi ema ewiase omutimi edi 50 million Ghana cedis bill enka ne titisika 500 billion omutimi edi to the so ese Wontumi entia. Now says iketua no mu eno ne ma Chema Wontumi etimi twa 1 week ewo BNI asoye. Mind you, EOCO for na che no, but utimi ko twa week no ewo BNI asoye because BNI no more secured enti ekoba asa na the political tensions any ade na umti no ehun ko hian ese omutimi edinikosi ewo BNI eno ene de ekoba Wontumi ensem no. That was the first case etimi bai. Now ebra no uguso ewo BNI ene EOCO for asoye up and down what the hospital ni ade no. Then we also had a story say yefre ekobi FIC almost etimi do ho baji mu ese omo interest ewo Chema Wontumi case no. And that story we can confirm to you according to opinion friend said Afia Mapo etimi ebma yetu just say the FIC was also following Chema Wontumi keenly ewo EOCO enche eni sikasem eho. Now ebra FIC for the no interest on war and say they were investigating Chema Wontumi for money laundering, any suspicious car theft allegations bia and the car dealer bi yasan so etimi eche no. So it was kind of confirming the and some ana EOCO say FIC for also interest woman no more possible money laundering issues be and after so car theft allegations and HM say as a abruchire cars bi etimi abeyira ebedi Chema Wontumi ensem. And so all those cases etimi ekodai. Now there was another case eno enene the Attorney General etimi emieti assess case no investigations etimi conclude ama docket aye ready enche no ombetimi afre Chema Wontumi abegina emrenim for the second time. Now ene Attorney General case na ochem no in connection to illegal mining ensem. Now illegal mining ensem no date back to around May. Obekaya in May opinion friend say ama Kofi ono Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. That mining minister na Wontumi esuye during a press conference no. Wontumi edebatu just say na omaye nhwehwemu aye documentaries bia na HM say Chema Wontumi the mining company friends say Akonta mining they were involved in illegal mining activities. But on one case in the no mo ye say according to opinion friends say ama Kofi etimi emieti assess Chema Wontumi no etimi ede na Akonta mining company no ekwoje concession legally. Now okoje a na say oye kunku achiri kunku what you say Chema Wontumi ekwoje concession na ono nso LC and say what the part of asase a emra ema no ho kwan say Wontumi into mine na ankasa no wasan so atwabi ede ama galamseyes. Now otwama galamseyes na per concession bia no otwamo 300,000 Ghana cedis, which is 3 billion old currency. Now after that no every week waje royalties from mining illegal miners no ebetumi aye ho. Na according to report by then Chim say Chema Wontumi etimi as much as 250 grams of gold every week at the free illegal miners now ɔno nso ɛde nsase no arrente wɔn no so na de chema Wontumi ɛyɛ ne sɛ ɛyɛ sɛ wɔde dan ama obi ahan na enipa no nso ɛde dan no ama obi ahan ne nipa no ɛyɛ adwuma ɛyɛ sales ɛma wo owner no wo tenant original tenant no saa ɛna na chema Wontumi ɛyɛ ɛno kɔnam so ɛma the mining minister ɔpɛni efense Kofi bo a etimi HM sɛ chema Wontumi they are in process a wɔmetimi a revoking the mining license ɛho ensem etimi ɛbɛyɛ deja now concerning that illegal mining ensem no ɛno ɛnene the attorney general etimi ɛtena ase ɛyɛ press conference etimi keka enema a ɛkɔ so with ɔmo investigations ahodo ɔmo yɛ ɛho ɛna ɔmo etimi specify HM sɛ chema Wontumi ɔmo etimi ɛde nneɛma agu akwan mu a ɛnkyɛ ɔmo bɛsan so invite chema Wontumi bi no akɔ face emra but this time it is in connection to illegal mining ensem.
The Economic and Organized Crime Office has completed investigations in respect of Wontumi, Chairman Wontumi, and the former National Buffer Stock Company CEO, Mr. Abdul Wahab Hanan, and their accomplices. The results of both investigations will be announced very soon. The police CID have also completed a docket on the Akonta mining case and submitted same to my office. We have prepared charges and sent them back to the police CID for the suspects to be formally charged before their arraignment in court in the coming days. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, my fellow countrymen and women, in conclusion, I wish to remind you of the fact that when I announced the Kobina Idubohin investigation, I was blunt in stating the fact that I am open to engaging in plea bargaining with those who have been investigated and found to have looted or stolen state resources. I minced no words about my intentions and will therefore not shut the door to any accused person willing to enter into negotiations with my office for purposes of reaching a plea agreement. My approach is in consonance with the central plank of the oral, which is to recover the loot, which is to recover all the loot. But of course, you use oral, all advisedly, because as I pointed out clearly, it is not in all cases that it is possible to recover all the loot. So you recover some, realistically possible. Of course, recovering the loot and jailing looters are not mutually exclusive. And I believe that that is what citizens are pushing for. In other words, both can take place and that will be full-fledged accountability. But anyone familiar with the plea negotiations would agree that it is rare to go into the negotiation room and come out without giving up something in order to clinch a deal. Our plea bargain statute captures that succinctly, as it contemplates that the Attorney General may even go to the extent of dropping charges in exchange for restitution. Also, under the Cost Act 1993, Act 459, an accused may plead guilty to a charge or charges and pay restitution where the offense involves harm to the property of the Republic, including financial resources. In that case, the accused is to be handed a non-custodial sentence. As the Attorney General, I will not oppose the use of Section 35 of the Cost Act to achieve the purposes of oral. Now, Section 35 is mandatory. Once the accused approaches the judge, and pleads guilty to the charge, the judge is mandated, the judge could reject the restitution or reject the offer of the accused person. But once the judge accepts the offer of the accused person, I have no role in it. All right? Then the accused person must be given a non-custodial sentence. In other words, the accused person will walk home. So those who are saying that you are cutting a deal and letting criminals walk must understand that, even the legislative framework existing at the time that I was in law school, I was in final year in Legon when this act was enacted, contemplates that in some cases, the accused can pay restitution and get a non-custodial sentence. So if any accused person offers to come under Section 35, please, ladies and gentlemen, that is what Parliament has enacted. The Parliament of the first Parliament of the Fourth Republic do not expect that I will be able to say, do not impose. If once the judge accepts it, I can make my representation to the judge as to why this is not a fit and proper case for restitution and a non-custodial sentence. But that can be rejected because the statute imposes, the the power and authority to determine the circumstances under which that will happen in the judge, not in the Attorney General. The Plea Bargain Act, on the other hand, okay, imposes the power and authority to, negotiate the deal in the Attorney General. However, the judge has a role to play. The plea agreement must be endorsed by the judge before, it is accepted. Finally, make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, about my intentions. I want to jail persons who have looted state resources, but at the same time, I am pragmatic enough to know that it is not in every instance that is possible. In those circumstances, I will opt for non-conviction-based asset recovery. I thank you very much.
Yeah, just say that illegal mining case by such a Wontumi edges as I also Eddie Magraheb says for rent no. Eno ehun enene openinu etim say ombesafre chema Wontumi na omo etimi a prosecute. So we update ene the Attorney General etimi emonti podium etimi editor Ghana for enim so far with investigations ahodo a ekoko so. Yeah, specifically point of interest chema Wontumi ebutia wetimi edi atoja say yenhwe animu say enche possibly ebetimi aye arrest we enko invitation ebetimi aye arrest no mo asan so akọ prosecute no for the second time was even EOCO any BNI case no either pending because no he is on bail, he is not being fully discharged eno bail e de man Kofi but still another case ebetimi sorry we de eboba ewo chema Wontumi eho abutua yetimi ede nsem no ma menka say hi Phoenix Media ne your first time on the channel and waiting and subscribe you post video also ubetimi enya update channel ne so